The inquiries on which not only Western science but also philosophy historically has been focused is ultimately linked to the question on what is truth. And truth forms the foundation upon which Western rationalistic philosophical systems are structured in order to capture the essence of reality. And the concept of truth is above all inviolable in the history of philosophy. But despite this, there are also critical interpretations of the status of this concept, as for example reflected in the following sentences of Nietzsche from Beyond Evil and Good. We inquired about the value of this will. Granted that we want the truth, why not rather the untruth and uncertainty, even ignorance? The problem of the value of truth presented itself before us, or was it we who presented ourselves before the problem? And we find another example in Williamjames' philosophy. Truth happens to an idea. It becomes true, is made true by events. Its verity is in fact an event, a process. The process namely of its verifying itself, its verification. And James' pragmatism states that practical values determine the meaning of theoretical values. It is of course not difficult to imagine this kind of relationship, although the dominant concept of philosophy in history claims the opposite. But what is really creating difficulty is how purely theoretical values led by rational truth can exist beyond concrete practical interests. How do they appear and how can we relate to them? And what sense can a purely theoretical value, at least theoretically, have at all? So it turns out that we are faced with the problem of the inaccessibility of the objective world. That, by the way, Plato points out in his dialogue called Parmenides. And further on in this series, we will return to that when we will dig into the unity of ontology, epistemology, and ethics in ancient philosophy, forming the very metaphysical basis for Western idealism.